Good morning. How are you today? I'm looking at my time this morning. I got up early and then I'm sitting there thinking and preparing for my day, and I'm going, it's Wednesday. Not that that's a bad thing. Just, how you have certain days of the week that you do certain things. And today is Bible study day. So I'm going, okay, Julie, get yourself together here. Got to do our Bible study. And I do my Bible study every day. I hope that you can say that too. That is, I've said that before, my favorite time of the day is my mornings, when I get to spend time with Jesus, when I get to do my Bible studies, when I get to see what he has for me before I go out into the world. So today we are on chapter 26 in our book, Seeing Beautiful Again. What an awesome study today. Say that every Wednesday. I need more coffee. We're in February. I think that is such a good thing, because I think the winter months are so long and they're so dark. I go to work and it's dark. I come home, it's dark. No chance to take a walk outside. No chance after work, I'm talking about. No chance to get out there and get some fresh air. So I'm excited to see the sun not start going down until 6 o'clock, I think I heard, which is really exciting. Well, this chapter again, this chapter is 26. It's called A New Way to Walk and a New Way to See, John 5:6. So let's go there, and then we're going to have prayer. John 5:6, if you would grab your Bibles for me. By the way, here, I just want to say this morning. I was putting on my makeup this morning, and have you seen those advertising things on TV where those ladies have that makeup, that foundation makeup, and then they have that little brush and they're putting it on, and it just is so thick and covered like new skin? I mean, I did that this morning, but as I'm looking at my face, my face just sucks that foundation in. So it did cover some of my flaws, and some of my wrinkles got filled in a little bit, right? Spackle, new face. But I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, look how deceiving they make that look on TV. Like, those ladies have brand new faces with that makeup. Anyway, okay, that was my squirrel moment. Just getting off on a little squirrel thing. So let's head back to our study. So we are going to read John 5:6. Funny how our ladies' brains works, isn't it? We can be focused on one thing, and then, dude, squirrel, and we're off in another land for what, 10, 15, sometimes longer than that. Okay, pull me back in, girlfriend. Let's pull this back in. Okay. John 5:6 says, when Jesus saw him lie and knew that he had been now a long time in that case, he saith unto him, will thou be made whole? And she has another version. I forget which version of the Bible that Lisa Turkhurst uses, but this is what the verse says in the book. It says, when Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, do you want to get well? Love it. Love it. Of course, Lisa talks about her own life, and I like to associate these lessons with my life. I hope that you associate them with your life and what is going on, because I know everybody has lots of stuff going on. So Lisa talks about going to a counseling appointment, and her counselor said, Lisa, do you want to heal from this? Just the same question that Jesus asked this man. And she said yes. She said she wanted to heal. And I do believe that this man wanted to heal also. Lisa then talks about how could she possibly start healing when there was no resolution or restitution or reconciliation with her husband and the people that had hurt her. Good question. Good question. She says, I thought those who did things wrong would realize they were wrong, and then surely they would say they were sorry and seek to make things right between us. then I would consider forgiveness, and then I could possibly heal. So good. She says, as Jim kept talking, I started to realize I might never feel like things were fair, even if the people who hurt me suddenly became repentant and owned all they had done. That wouldn't undo what happened. That wouldn't instantly heal me or make any of this right. Listen, ladies, lots of us in our past have been through tough stuff and hard stuff, and life is unfair. But for us to heal, I love this sentence, for us to heal, she said, therefore, I had to separate my healing from their choices. My ability to heal cannot depend on anyone else's choices but my own. Woohoo! Let's just give a clap here. Let's give a clap. And listen, I forgot to pray, but I think we're going to pray at the end. It's now that we've already started and we are getting this morning. She said, as she talks about this story, she says, the first was a healing at the pools of Bethesda. In John 5, we read about a lame man who thought he needed the cooperation of other people to help him get the water when the angels stirred it, to help him get to the water when angels stirred it, according to the superstition believed by many. So when Jesus came and asked him the question we find in our key verse, do you want to be healed? The man's response was surprising. He gave Jesus an excuse based on the fact that no one would help him into the water. She says, isn't it amazing that the man was so focused on what others needed to do that he almost missed what Jesus could do? Love it. Without one word about the other people, Jesus instructed him to get up, pick his mat up, and walk. The Bible says at once the man was cured. Verse 9, the healing didn't involve anyone but the paralyzed man and Jesus. The other miracle is found in John 9 with a blind man. In the story, we find disciples wanting to know whose actions caused the man's blindness. Isn't that something? Like we think exactly like that, don't we? But Jesus knew that assumption. Jesus blew that assumption apart. He didn't place blame on or shame on anyone. He said this man's blindness happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. That's in verse 3. Jesus then spat on the ground, mixed up some mud, rubbed it into the man's eyes, then instructed him to go and wash in the pool of Siloam. Notice that Jesus didn't make healing contingent on other people, on what other people were doing or owning anything. Jesus gave the instruction. The blind man obeyed. Jesus healed. The blind man moved forward. My guide in Jerusalem that day said one of these miracles showed us a new way to walk and the other showed us a new way to see. I couldn't grab my journal to record this revelation fast enough. I wrote, for me to move forward, for me to see beyond this current darkness is between me and the Lord. I don't need to wait on others to do anything. I must simply obey what God is asking of me right now. God has given me a new way to walk. And God has given me a new verse to see, a new way to see. I'm sorry. It's forgiveness, and it is beautiful. Oh, friend, what if we stopped waiting for things to feel right and fair and placed our healing in the hands of Jesus instead? Love, 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 love. Listen, this hit me this week. I want to read one more part. It says, our ability to heal cannot depend on others wanting our forgiveness, but only on our willingness to give it. You see, giving forgiveness from me sets me free. I'm accountable to Jesus for what I do, and everyone else is accountable to Jesus for what they do, right? It says our ability to heal also cannot depend on them receiving adequate consequences for their disobedience, but only on our obedience to trust God's justice, whether we ever see it or not. I know how incredibly hard this is, but I'm finding what I learned both in Israel and in my counselor's office to be true. We can heal, we can forgive, we can trust God, and none of those beautiful realities can be held hostage by another person. Listen, this hit me very hard. Sunday morning I got up and I you know what, I had a few days off because Jackie and my brother had passed away, and I thought, you know, I don't need funeral days. I just want to keep busy. I'm better busy. I don't really want to deal with feelings and all these things. And my manager said, you know, you should probably take a couple of days off. And so I had Friday, Monday, and Tuesday off. I appreciated it. I actually had a chance to just slow down, sit and think, and have some real deep conversations with Jesus and awesome Bible studies, of course. When I got up on Sunday, I started planning like all these things for my life that I have been dreaming of. And in July, I'll have 20 years at U of M, and I'm hoping for changes. I'm hoping for some good changes in my life. And, you know, I was dreaming and thinking and planning, and forgot to ask Jesus about all of it. Imagine how we do that. We just zoom right ahead of him, don't we? Some things happened on Sunday, and I got seriously, my countenance fell when I see with Julie's eyes, and I look here and I think, wow, look at all these things that are happening, and this is happening, and that's happening, and this, and I got fearful, and I got down. One thing I want always to remind myself is, and Jesus reminded me of this after my countenance had fallen and I had taken a step away and I took a break, and God reminded me where he brought me from. He reminded me of all the things that he got me through. And then, you know what I said? You're right, Jesus. I need to bring all my hopes and dreams to you. I need to leave them with you. I need to get up today and do everything that you've required of me. And then I got to move on. And I need to be okay with your plan for my life and not my own plan, because he has a better plan for me than I have. He has much better things in store for me than I ever have. So trusting God, seeing the way that he sees. Something else I said too was, if we never step out into the unknown for Jesus, how will we see him work? How will we see miracles only God could do? We need to trust our God. We need to love him. We need to walk with him. Work is calling me, of course, so I have got to go. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope this helped you. I love you.